Good evening and welcome to Science for Sleep. Tonight, we explore something that feels almost impossible. Something ancient. Something that may be inside you right now. As you prepare to sleep, as your breathing slows, as your mind drifts toward dreaming, there is a question quietly waiting beneath your thoughts. Could your DNA carry memories from your ancestors? Not stories you were told. Not traditions passed down. But biological traces of lived experience. Fear, trauma, instinct, survival. Could something your great-great-grandmother experienced be influencing the dreams you have tonight? To answer this properly, we must separate myth from science, speculation from evidence, fascination from fact. And we begin with something very real: your DNA. Inside nearly every cell in your body is a molecule nearly 2 meters long if stretched out. Quote, folded, compressed, yet containing instructions for building and maintaining you. DNA is often described as a blueprint, but it is more dynamic than that. It is not simply static code. It is information that can be activated, silenced, modified. And here is the first important truth. DNA does not store memories the way your brain does. Memories, as we understand them scientifically, are encoded in neural networks, in synaptic connections, in patterns of electrical and chemical activity between neurons. When you remember your childhood home, that memory exists as a network pattern in your brain, not in your DNA. But the story does not end there, because something called epigenetics complicates the picture. Epigenetics refers to chemical modifications that sit on top of DNA. These modifications do not change the genetic code itself, but they change how genes are expressed. They can turn genes on, turn genes off, increase or decrease their activity. And these epigenetic markers can sometimes be influenced by life experiences, stress, nutrition, trauma, environment. And here is where things become extraordinary. Some epigenetic changes can be passed to future generations. Not permanently, not always, but in measurable ways. In laboratory studies, mice exposed to certain smells paired with electric shocks developed fear responses. Their offspring, who were never exposed to the shock, also showed heightened sensitivity to that same smell. Researchers discovered epigenetic changes in genes related to smell receptors, changes that appeared in both parents and offspring. This suggests something profound. Not memory transfer in the cinematic sense, but biological sensitivity transfer. Your ancestors' experiences may influence how your genes express themselves. And if genes influence how your brain develops, then ancestral experience may shape how your brain responds to the world. Not as narrative memory, but as predisposition, instinct, sensitivity, vulnerability, or resilience. And now we connect this to sleep, because sleep is when your brain reorganizes memory, strengthens some neural pathways, weakens others, integrates emotional information, and during dreaming, your brain activates emotional centers, especially the amygdala, the region deeply involved in fear and survival processing. If you carry epigenetic sensitivities shaped by ancestral stress, your emotional processing during dreams may reflect that, not because you are reliving their memories, but because your nervous system may be tuned by inherited biological signals. But we must be careful. There is no scientific evidence that DNA stores detailed ancestral memories. You do not inherit your ancestors' specific experiences. You do not inherit images, or stories, or dreams. What you may inherit are biological patterns, stress response tendencies, hormonal sensitivities, metabolic adjustments. These can influence how you respond to the world, how you regulate fear, how you process emotion. And sleep is when these systems recalibrate. But now we step into deeper territory, because beyond epigenetics, there are more speculative ideas. Some researchers have explored whether memory might exist at molecular levels beyond synapses, whether cellular states can store information more broadly, whether the body remembers in ways we do not consciously recognize. For example, trauma can change gene expression patterns. Long-term stress alters cortisol regulation. Early childhood experiences alter neural wiring. And some of these changes can influence future generations. This does not mean ancestral dreams are replaying in you. But it does mean biological echoes of the past may exist within your physiology. And physiology influences dreams. Your hormonal state affects dream intensity. Your stress levels affect REM sleep patterns. Your nervous system's sensitivity shapes emotional dream content. So while DNA does not contain memory as a hard drive contains files, it may contain biological adjustments shaped by ancestral survival. And those adjustments influence the brain that dreams. But there is something even stranger. Some scientists studying memory storage have discovered that memory is not only electrical. It involves structural changes in neurons, protein synthesis, gene activation, DNA transcription. When you form long-term memories, certain genes become active, meaning your DNA participates in memory formation, not storing memory content, but enabling its stability. And sleep plays a critical role in this process. During deep sleep, genes related to synaptic plasticity activate. During REM sleep, emotional integration occurs. Sleep affects gene expression nightly. Your DNA is not static during sleep. It is dynamically interacting with neural processes, which raises an intriguing thought. If gene expression changes during sleep, and gene expression is influenced by inherited epigenetic markers, then ancestral biological influences could subtly shape how your brain consolidates memory, not by transferring stories, but by shaping the biological framework through which memory is processed. This is where science currently stands. Careful, measured, evidence-based. DNA does not store ancestral narrative memory, but ancestral experience can influence gene expression. Gene expression influences brain development. Brain development influences emotional regulation. Emotional regulation influences dream patterns. And as you fall asleep tonight, your brain will replay fragments of your day. But the architecture of that brain was shaped across generations. Let your body sink deeper, because now we move into one of the most discussed and most misunderstood areas of modern biology: ancestral trauma. The idea that what your ancestors experienced, famine, war, displacement, fear, could influence your biology today. This idea gained serious scientific attention after studies of historical populations. Researchers examined descendants of individuals who survived extreme famine. One well-known case involved individuals conceived during severe food shortages. Decades later, scientists discovered measurable differences in gene expression among their children and even grandchildren. Changes in metabolic regulation. Changes in stress response systems. These were not changes in DNA sequence. The genetic letters A, T, C, and G remained the same, but chemical tags attached to the DNA had shifted. These tags altered how certain genes behaved. This is epigenetics in action. And here is where things become both fascinating and delicate. Epigenetic changes can influence stress hormone regulation, immune function, anxiety sensitivity, metabolic efficiency, emotional reactivity. These systems are deeply connected to sleep. If your stress response system is more reactive, your REM sleep may be more emotionally intense. If your cortisol rhythms differ, your sleep architecture may shift. If your nervous system is hyper-alert, you may experience lighter sleep or vivid dreams. But we must be precise. Epigenetic inheritance does not mean you inherit memories. It means you may inherit biological preparedness. For example, if multiple generations experienced chronic threat, it may be adaptive for descendants to have heightened vigilance, not because they remember danger, but because their stress response system is tuned more sensitively. Now consider dreaming. During REM sleep, your brain activates emotional processing centers. the amygdala becomes highly active. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational control, becomes less active. Dreaming allows emotional memory processing without immediate real-world threat. If you inherit heightened amygdala sensitivity, your dreams may be more intense, more emotionally charged, more vivid. Not ancestral memories, but ancestral calibration. Your dreams are your own, but the nervous system creating them was shaped across generations. Now we move further, because some researchers have asked whether trauma could influence not just stress sensitivity, but behavioral patterns across generations. In animal models, parental exposure to stress can alter offspring behavior, not through teaching, not through modeling, but through biological pathways. Sperm and egg cells can carry epigenetic markers influenced by environment. This is real, measured, replicated. But these markers are not detailed recordings. They are regulatory signals. Think of them as dimmer switches. They do not contain images. They contain intensity settings. And sleep is when your brain integrates emotional intensity. Dreams often exaggerate emotion. They amplify fear, amplify desire, amplify conflict. If your inherited biology amplifies stress responses, your dream content may reflect that intensity. But here we must confront something even more controversial. Some people report dreams that feel ancient. Dreams of landscapes they have never seen, cultures they have never studied, scenarios that feel older than their life. Is this ancestral memory? There is no scientific evidence supporting literal ancestral memory transfer. But there are powerful psychological explanations. Your brain constructs dreams from fragments, from imagination, from archetypes, from collective human experiences embedded in culture. Humans share evolutionary templates: fear of falling, fear of being chased, fear of darkness. These are universal survival patterns. They appear across cultures, across generations, across time. These shared dream themes do not require inherited memory. They arise from shared brain architecture. Your ancestors survived predators. So did everyone's ancestors. Your brain inherited survival circuitry, not the memory of a specific predator, but the fear mechanism. And during sleep, that mechanism can create vivid scenarios. Now we move towards something even deeper. Because DNA itself is not a storage device for experience, but it is an information molecule. And some have speculated whether DNA could store information beyond genetics. Some fringe theories propose DNA as a holographic archive, a cosmic memory bank, a vibrational recorder of ancestral lives. There is no scientific evidence supporting this. DNA's known function is biological instruction, not experiential storage. But the speculation persists because DNA is so complex. 3 billion base pairs in each human genome. Enough information to build a living organism. And complexity invites imagination. But the most fascinating truth is simpler. You are the result of an unbroken chain of survival. Every ancestor survived long enough to reproduce. That survival shaped biological systems. Stress regulation, threat detection, social bonding, emotional learning. These systems influence how you dream, not because you carry their memories, but because you carry the evolutionary refinements of their nervous systems. And sleep is when those systems recalibrate, when memory consolidates, when emotional charge reduces, when synaptic pruning refines neural pathways. And this brings us to something profound. You are not remembering your ancestors' lives, but you are expressing the nervous system that survived them. Now let your breathing become slower, because we are about to step into one of the most intriguing and often misunderstood areas of biology: cellular memory. You already know that memories are stored in neural networks. Synaptic connections strengthen, proteins are synthesized, circuits are reinforced. But what if memory is not only electrical? What if it is also structural? To understand this, we must begin with how memory forms. When you experience something meaningful, certain neurons activate together. If they activate repeatedly, their connections strengthen. This is called long-term potentiation. But strengthening a synapse requires more than electricity. It requires gene expression. Proteins must be produced. Cellular structures must change. Your DNA becomes active during memory formation. Genes are transcribed. Proteins are synthesized. Synapses physically remodel. Memory leaves a biological footprint, not in DNA sequence, but in cellular structure. And here is something profound. The cells of your body are constantly adapting. Immune cells remember pathogens. Muscle cells adapt to repeated stress. Your nervous system adapts to repeated emotional states. This is not memory in the conscious sense, but it is biological memory. Your immune system, for example, retains molecular traces of past infections. It responds faster the second time. This is memory at a cellular level. Now imagine stress. Chronic stress changes gene expression patterns, alters hormone regulation, modifies neural architecture. These changes can persist. They can even influence germ cells, sperm and egg, through epigenetic markers. Which brings us back to inherited biological traces. The body can carry long-term molecular patterns shaped by experience. But again, we must be precise. These are not narrative memories. They are regulatory changes, intensity shifts, sensitivity calibrations. Yet some researchers have explored whether the body remembers trauma in deeper ways. For example, trauma survivors often exhibit heightened physiological responses even when consciously calm. Heart rate increases, cortisol spikes, muscles tense. This suggests memory exists below conscious awareness, embedded in neural circuits, embedded in stress response systems, embedded in gene expression. And sleep is when these systems reorganize. During deep sleep, the glymphatic system clears metabolic waste from the brain. During REM sleep, emotional memories are reprocessed. Stress hormones drop. Neurotransmitter levels shift. Gene expression changes dynamically. Sleep is a molecular event. Thousands of genes change activity patterns during sleep. Some involved in synaptic plasticity, some involved in repair, some involved in immune regulation. Your DNA is not passive during sleep. It is active, responding, regulating, adapting. And here is something extraordinary. Studies show that sleep deprivation alters gene expression dramatically. Hundreds of genes shift their activity after just one night of lost sleep. Genes involved in metabolism, stress, inflammation, even cognitive function. Sleep is not just rest. It is genetic regulation in motion. Now we approach the deeper question. Could ancestral epigenetic patterns influence how these sleep-related genes behave? Possibly. If stress response genes carry inherited epigenetic markers, those markers could subtly influence how your brain processes emotion during dreaming. Again, not ancestral dreams, but ancestral calibration. Now we must address something even more controversial. Some researchers have speculated that memory might not be confined to synapses alone, that it might exist in microtubules, in intracellular structures, in molecular vibrations. These theories remain highly debated, but they attempt to explain something puzzling. Why memory can sometimes persist even when synaptic connections are disrupted experimentally. Some scientists propose that memory might involve multiple storage layers: electrical, structural, molecular. But there is no evidence that DNA itself stores experiential memory content. DNA stores biological instructions, yet it participates in memory stabilization. And sleep is when that stabilization is optimized. But what about dreams that feel ancient? Dreams that feel archetypal? Dreams that feel older than you? Psychology offers a compelling explanation. Humans share evolved fear circuits. Fear of heights, fear of darkness, fear of being chased, fear of isolation. These themes appear across cultures, across time, because the underlying neural architecture is shared. Your ancestors faced predators. You inherited predator detection circuitry, not the memory of a specific lion, but the neural template for fear. Dreaming activates that template, creating scenarios shaped by universal survival patterns. And because these patterns are ancient, dreams can feel ancient, but they are generated by your brain, in the present, using inherited circuitry. And here is something deeply important. You are not haunted by ancestral memories. You are shaped by ancestral survival. There is a difference. Your nervous system evolved through millions of years of refinement. Sleep is when that system recalibrates, refines itself, optimizes itself, releases unnecessary charge, and integrates experience. Continue listening. Now let your thoughts slow, because we are stepping into territory where science meets imagination, where curiosity meets caution, where fact and fiction often blur. The idea that DNA stores ancestral memories has appeared in science fiction, spiritual traditions, and conspiracy theories for decades. Some claim DNA is a cosmic archive, a holographic memory field, a vibrational storage device holding the experiences of all who came before you. Some claim dreams are ancestral transmissions, messages from genetic memory. Others claim trauma is stored like encrypted files waiting to be unlocked. These ideas are compelling. They feel poetic. They feel powerful. But science requires evidence. And here is what evidence shows. DNA stores biological instructions. It encodes proteins, regulates development, controls cellular function. It does not store experiential memory content. Memories form in neural circuits, through synaptic plasticity, through protein synthesis, through network activity. When neurons fire together repeatedly, their connections strengthen. That strengthening forms memory. If DNA stored detailed ancestral memories, we would expect to see specific experiential sequences encoded in genetic structure. We do not. What we do see is epigenetic modulation, gene expression influenced by environment, stress markers affecting offspring physiology. But these are regulatory shifts, not narrative archives. Now we address quantum speculation. Some fringe theories propose DNA acts as an antenna, receiving vibrational information from a universal field. Some propose consciousness is non-local, stored outside the brain, accessed during dreams. These theories often borrow language from quantum physics, entanglement, vibration, fields. But quantum entanglement does not transmit usable information across time in biological systems. It is fragile, short-lived, and not known to encode experiential data across generations. Quantum biology is real in certain processes, like photosynthesis or enzyme reactions, but there is no evidence that DNA uses quantum states to store ancestral memories. Quantum vocabulary is often used metaphorically, but metaphor is not mechanism. Science has not found a mechanism by which lived experience is encoded into DNA sequence as memory. Now here is the deeper truth. You are shaped by evolution. Every ancestor who survived contributed to your biology. Fear circuits refined over millennia. Stress responses tuned by survival pressures. Social bonding mechanisms optimized by cooperation. These systems influence how you experience emotion, how you process threat, how you dream. Your dreams are constructed from neural templates. Those templates are evolutionary, shared across humanity. That is why certain dream themes are universal. Falling, being chased, being lost, being watched. These themes arise from shared survival architecture, not ancestral memory transfer. And yet, there is something extraordinary here, because even without literal memory transfer, you carry the results of ancient lives. Your immune system reflects past pathogens. Your stress responses reflect past dangers. Your bonding systems reflect past social structures. Your metabolism reflects past environments. Your brain architecture reflects millions of years of adaptation. You do not inherit your ancestors' dreams, but you inherit the nervous system that allowed them to survive theirs. And sleep is when that nervous system restores itself, when it integrates your experiences, not theirs, yours. During deep sleep, slow waves coordinate memory consolidation. During REM sleep, emotional intensity reduces. Stress circuits recalibrate. Synaptic connections refine. Gene expression adjusts. Thousands of genes shift activity during sleep. Repair pathways activate. Inflammation decreases. Metabolic waste clears. Sleep is a biological reset. And if ancestral epigenetic markers influence stress sensitivity, sleep becomes even more important. Because sleep helps regulate inherited sensitivity. It helps soften hyperreactivity. It helps integrate emotional charge. It helps prevent trauma from becoming permanent imprint. Sleep is protective. Now let us bring this question to its final answer. Could your DNA store ancient memories from ancestors while you dream tonight? Based on current scientific evidence, no. DNA does not store experiential narrative memory. You are not dreaming your ancestors' lives. But your DNA does carry biological influences shaped by ancestral experience. Epigenetic markers can alter stress response. Stress response influences emotional processing. Emotional processing shapes dreams. So while you do not inherit memories, you inherit the architecture that shapes how memory is experienced. And that architecture was refined across generations. There is no mystical archive, no hidden ancestral film reel. But there is something equally profound. You are the living result of survival. An unbroken chain stretching back billions of years. Your DNA is not a memory vault. It is a survival manuscript. And tonight as you sleep, your brain will process your own experiences, your own emotions, your own life. But the nervous system doing that processing was shaped by countless lives before yours. And that is not mystical. It is evolutionary. It is biological. It is beautiful. You are not carrying ancestral dreams. You are carrying ancestral survival. And as you drift towards sleep, your DNA continues regulating cells. Your genes continue responding. Your brain continues reorganizing. And you continue becoming, quietly, night after night. Thank you for spending this time with Science for Sleep. If you enjoyed this journey into genetics, memory, and dreams, you can subscribe and join us again as we explore the deepest mysteries of the mind, the body, and the universe, one peaceful night at a time. And now, you can rest. Good night.